Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the same patterns, like thinking the same things, doing the same things? You want to change, but you're not sure how? I've dealt with this before, and here I'm sharing some practical tips that will hopefully help you get some rest, kind of assess your goals, and go from there. The first thing you want to do is limit distractions. So instead of just distracting yourself, you're giving yourself time to focus and think. So, like cutting back on things like video games or computer games or excessive phone use, um, less going out and partying. You know yourself, you know what your distractions are, so it'll seem boring at first, but it'll be worth it. Also, you want to work on your sleep quality. I know that if I sleep well, I'm a lot more organized, productive, I have a better mood generally, and I can really think outside the box and make the changes that I need. So definitely work on your sleep. And you want to have a good, relaxing bedtime routine. So get off the phone or other electronics like about an hour before. And then I like to take a walk in the evening. That helps kind of set my circadian rhythm, but use your judgment. And I also wear like an eye mask to block out the light when I'm sleeping. Beyond this, you also want to keep your place clean and organized. And if it's nice and clean, it's not that stressful. You're not spending so much time looking for things. You know where everything is. So try and set aside time like once a week to do a basic clean, and then maybe once a month you can do a more involved clean. And after following these steps, you should be at a point where you can evaluate your life, you're thinking more clearly, and you can think about how things are going, if there's anything you want to change. And I would suggest making a list of everything you do during the week and like how much time, money, and energy you spend on things. See if there's anything you want to cut down on, anything you want to add in, any other changes you want to make. So here's a short example of somebody tracking what they do on a Monday, for example, but try the whole week. You can look back and highlight things you want to change. Like in this case, they don't want to spend 3 hours on the TV and they don't want to spend money on takeout. So they could try doing a different hobby after work, or going grocery shopping and making food so they don't have to get takeout. And from there, when you see the changes you want to make, this could also inspire you to set some goals. You can set short-term goals, long-term goals, or a combination. And when you're setting goals, you want to break them down into smaller, like actionable steps, because if the goal is too vague, then it's hard to take action. So you can also learn new things along the way. You also want to have a clear idea of what you need for those goals. So will you need to learn anything or buy anything? And how much time do you want to set aside each week for your goals? And here's an example of breaking a goal down into smaller steps. So if you want to get in shape, well, what does that even mean? So here's some smaller steps that you can take. And now that you have an idea of your goals and the changes you want to make, it's time to make your schedule. So if you know exactly like how much time you want to spend on everything and what time you're going to set aside, that can make it easier to stay accountable. And here's an example of someone who wants to get in shape. They're setting aside time before and after work. And another example, someone who wants to learn more. They're setting aside time for learning. And no matter what your personal goals are, you should definitely make your own health a priority. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? As I had mentioned previously, absolutely work on your sleep, because bad sleep is linked to so many like physical and mental health issues, and sleeping well just feels good. And also try and focus on your eating habits. We all need different things, so make sure you stay hydrated and add electrolytes if you need them. And here's an example. I'm using my own dinner as an example here. You'll see we have the ground beef, the veggies, the rice, and it was cooked in olive oil. And this is my breakfast. You'll see It's eggs with rice and spinach, and a veggie burger for some more protein, and some herbal tea for some fun. But ultimately, it's your choice, and you should look for recipes and food that works for you. And if your health allows, it's okay to have a treat once in a while too. I had these pancakes a while back and they were awesome and nothing bad happened, so it's okay. And besides your eating habits, make sure you get enough physical activity. Keep your bones, joints, and muscles stronger, keep your heart stronger, and reduce the risk of various diseases. You can try lifting weights or doing strength exercises without weights. Do some stretches or yoga. And do some cardio exercise. You can try walking, running, climbing stairs, doing the machines, even something fun like dancing or playing sports. Just something that keeps you active. Throughout this, make sure you have a supportive pair of shoes. They go a long way in preventing injury. And don't force yourself. Be careful, do what you can, and just enjoy it. You also want to try and manage your stress. If you're stressed, that's dangerous for your mental health and even physical health. And you can't pour from an empty cup, which is a cliche, but it's so true. And different people might have different ways to relax, but in my case, I like going outside. I like using the planner. Just knowing what I have to do every day in advance is really helpful. And journaling is kind of fun too. So you can try some of these suggestions or come up with your own. We're almost done here. Finally, I want to suggest kind of viewing life in a holistic way. So recognizing that most things are connected. Maybe there's one area where you feel like you can't make any improvement. Well, focus on another area, try and improve that, and see if that carries over. So, good luck. I know you can do it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.